Oh, how's everybody doing today? Give me a chance to get set up here. Anybody home? Who all's here? It was last night. And let's see. Somebody's here. Nope, nobody's there. Maybe somebody's here by now. One watching. Started streaming less than a minute ago. Let's see who's here. Who's here? Me. I'm here. Do. Hmm. Well, hello, Leah. How are you? Welcome to my live chat. So my name is Bruce, and tonight's theme is precision rifle series target guns. These are all long distance target calibers. I'm doing well, thank you. How about you? Oh, nice. Yeah. So, and the gun on the right is brand new. I put it together last night and took it to the range today and started zeroing it and getting it dialed in. I'll probably be going back on Sunday for some more. So, um, to dial in further. But I have the 600-yard competition on next Sunday. So, and I don't have that many days when I can do this. So it's just this weekend and family and stuff. So, I've got it all on my mind right now. And so, I was at the range today shooting out to about 550. It had been a while since I've done it. I was a little rusty. It shoots beautifully at 100, which is where you dial the scope in at, um, and then we go out from there. So yeah, we got viewers. We got 7. Well, I thought we were at 12 a second. Anyhow, so that's the gun on the right, and I'll tell you about it. So the gun on the right is a outlier barreled Howa action with a 8 to 40 power Burris XTR Gen 2 scope and a 6-ounce JARD trigger is sitting in an MDT Oryx chassis. These are all Oryx chassis. Um, Well, yeah. So there's two sides of the range. One side's 550, and then the competition benches on the other side, shooting in at an angle like a triangle is 600. So competition's at 600, but the most I can do is practice at 550. Please don't 360 no scope me. I have no idea, Jeff. Jeff, I have no idea what that means, bro. Please don't 360 no scope me. Okay. But hey, thanks for coming in and for commenting. And so, you like camo? I do like camo. I'm wearing camo at the moment. I'm wearing. I was laughing today because I was actually wearing like a camo T-shirt and a camo jacket, and they weren't quite the same camo. And I coined the name or the word conflicting camo, which I thought could be a good channel name. Right. Wait, hold it. I don't know if I can make it in the screen. Oh, no, can't see. I don't think you can see. But I got my camo jammies on because I'm hard like that. We do have some people. Shi Wang, yes, these are real long distance target guns. Um, so, um, and yeah, they're kind of, so basically the theme of my channel is low cost precision long distance shooting. So this is sort of the cheap seats, basically. You can't, you could get in to like this is the least expensive, one of the least expensive ways you can get into long distance shooting with custom rifles for, pretty much scraping by. It doesn't get, and by competition, I mean, like actually be able to hang, So at this point, the guns are really good. And the only thing we need to get our ammunition dialed in better. But at that point, the only thing left, everything, all the equipment is good to go, and it's just about how good a shooter I am, and I'm not. So this is basically the beginning of my long distance journey. I started shooting 600-yard bench rest competitions 6 months ago, maybe 5 months ago. I think I've done 1, 2, 3, 4 of them, maybe 5 of them, and it's tough. And the people who are competing are extremely good. And these aren't even bench rest rifles. They could be, but they're in precision rifle stocks. And so the butt stock and the thing that holds the barrel and action, these are basically styled for PRS style, which is precision rifle shooting, or like basically a highly evolved version of a hunting rifle. And bench rest rifles are a little different. I hope that's not too technical for you. So anyway, this is my sort of the beginning of my long distance shooting journey, where it's about 6 months in. I've accumulated a bunch of stupid rifles, and now, and this will be the first time I've done next week will be the first time I've done a competition with a nice rifle. So I'm hopeful. Dallas Techs and Guns and Gear, pop out, rock out. Bars, my bro, bars. Welcome in. I was listening to some music on your channel today. You are the house DJ. Thank you for coming in. Keep it up, my bro. Be safe. Thank you, Dallas. You're awesome. Best. So Dallas is a YouTube star, and he plays some amazing music. And so go to his channel and enjoy the tunes if you can. So 35 plus 32 equals 67. Kia Hagan said hi. Leah said hi. Leah said hi. Hi, 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 hi. Hey, Kia, what's going on? Oh, we've dropped. Yep, that's what we said. Hey, John Wanks is here. Welcome in, brother. So the gun on the far left in gray is my prime gun right now. That's pretty much my number one spot, and that is a Schillen barrel in an MDT stock with a Howa action and a 15 by 60 Athlon scope, and it is chambered in 6 GT, and that's like my first round gun. And then quite possibly I'll shoot the one on the far right, the outlier barreled 6 Creedmoor. And the funny thing is, if nobody here was on the show channel last night, I have this other stock that was made by the same company that made that barrel, and it was in that stock last night, and I shot it today. And a second time, the gun that was in the middle, which I haven't talked about yet, had been in that stock previously. And I love the guns, but I hated the stock both times, so I took it out, and now I'm going to dial it in for competition in that stock that it's in now. And they're all the same stock. One's a gray MDT Oryx, and one's a green MDT Oryx, and one's a tie-dye camo MDT Oryx, and what do you call it? But they're just good and expensive, comfortable, confident, confidence-inspiring stocks. So they shoot really well. And so that's why I switched it. I shot it in one stock today, and I didn't like it, so I moved it over. And those actions are just 2 screws. There's 2 screws in the bottom that hold them in. So I kind of like the way the other stock looks, but these are just way more comfortable to shoot. Too High Jim said hi. Are you too high tonight, Jim? Hi. We're supportive of that. So Leah Dawn, what's with the math problems? Why are we doing maths? It's Friday night or Saturday morning, pretty late. Why are we doing maths? John, you stick around? What's going on your channel lately, brother? Talk to me. Frozen Cup, hey Bruce, I hope all is well. I'm just passing through and showing love. I'm going to hit that like button for you. I love you all. Stay true. Stay happy. Be you. Much love. Thank you, Froze. Hey, also, if anybody here is not subscribed, please hit the subscribe button. We're trying to grow the channel. We're at 100 subs today. We hit 100 subs. So, Leah, Tuck, Too High, Jim, Froze, y'all, Kia, even though you're not here anymore, please, maybe not here anymore, please hit the subscribe button for interesting shooting sports content. Sorry, blacking out here. Man, I did a live last night. I was on till 2 o'clock my time, West Coast of the United States. And I suddenly got hit so tired that I was just babbling and was literally falling asleep and passing out almost passing out. And I shut the live down. We going to walk-in McDonald's, please. Oh, hell yeah. Dude. Thank you, Froze. Yeah, I was talking and like spacing out, and the lights were really bright. I got a new light in here, so the set's lit somewhat better tonight, I think. And but the old light was super bright and kind of pointing at me, and it was just making me. I don't know. I was just literally like rambling and passing out. What are we getting at? Thank you, Froze. I'll hit you back with a subscription as well, if we're not already subscribed. Let's see. So what are we getting at McDonald's, Too High, Jim? Is it going to be a shake? Big Mac? What do you got in mind? Chicken nuggets? At least is the drive-thru open? Robert Reyes, you're sick, I tell you, sick. Oh, you know I love it. I just got in. What are the 3 different builds, Bruce Banner? Mr. Robert Reyes, welcome back in. So these are my bench rest guns pretending to be PRS rifles. And the reason I say that is because I don't know if you've ever seen like bench rest guns, but they're in pretty crazy sliding contraptions that keep, they just like you pull the trigger, the thing, you're not even touching the gun, you aim, and some of them have joysticks where you don't even touch the gun. You use this like rod and ball to raise and lower it. I mean, they cost like $3,000-5,000 for those setups, and I just don't have it. So these are my precision rifle builds on a budget. So on the left is my number one gun, and that is a Schillen barrel, 30-inch bull barrel, chambered in 6GT, in a Howa 1500 action, in an MDT Oryx chassis in gray, as you can tell, with a Athlon Harris 15 to 60 scope with the sunshade on it, which makes it look even bigger. But I did do some competitions over the summer, so the sunshade's still on it. And then on the far right is my brand new outlier barreled 6 Creedmoor with a Howa 1500 action sitting in an MDT Oryx chassis that I hydro dipped, spray paint hydro dipped in camo tie dye something or other. So it's kind of a hip, I just like it. And then in the center is a Howa barreled action in 308 with a muzzle brake in the MDT Oryx chassis with a Arken 7x35. No. It's a 6x24. And the scope on the one on the right though is a Burris XTR Gen 2 8x40. And I just started using that scope today. It's pretty cool, but the reticle's different and kind of the whole thing's kind of different. Effed me up. So today, so I'm still working with that. And the other thing I will mention is all three guns have 6-ounce triggers that are made by Jard or JARD. So all three guns have like 6. Just don't breathe, don't sneeze. I mean, literally, it's maybe 2 sneezes. Like if you could double one, a sneeze won't send it off, but 2, if you could double a sneeze, it's a 6-ounce. They all have 6-ounce triggers. They're like, don't touch the trigger until you're ready to shoot because it's going. So that is my. That's what we got. And I put the one on the right together last night, and then I shot it today, and then I didn't like the chassis it was in. It was in a different chassis that looked really cool, but it just was tough to shoot. And I love these things, so I came back and I had the one in the middle was available, and the one on the right chassis was on the one in the middle, so I swapped them because I'm not really shooting the 308 in competition. I bought it originally as a donor action to build exactly what you see on either side of it. And it was shooting like 1 MOA in 308s, and I just figured, what the hell, I'll just keep it. But I mean, maybe I will keep it just the way it is, or maybe it'll be my last one to convert. I think that's about a 26-inch barrel, and the muzzle brake adds a few inches. That sounds great. Mr. Robert, what's good in your life? What kind of shooting adventures have you been into? And what have you been making any content? What's going on? Oh, so you've got, I just popped over your channel. You've been commenting on the, I told you, okay, so you're the one, so you've been commenting over on my lives and shorts. I also posted 4 videos and 1 short, and I probably have another short coming tomorrow. So, I just connected your screen name to your channel name, and wow, you're not even here anymore. That's you. There you are. So yeah. So I don't know if you saw the reply, but I replied that I had 1 more Oryx chassis coming. And so the Oryx chassis on the right was on the gun in the middle, and the one that was in the middle um, was available, but I didn't, because I'm going to shoot the one on the right more. I wanted the cool stock on it, so that's what I did. Oh, cool! I'm glad you saw the comment, and it's awesome that you're here because you got to see it. In fact, literally, I just mounted the third Oryx chassis 10 minutes before coming on the live, so you saw it first. And I think I've interacted with you more as Robert than with your channel name. So, like when I saw you commenting, I didn't know that was you, but we've had some interactions, some positive interactions before with you as Robert. So, and me as Bruce. Um, so the theme of the channel is inexpensive PRS or inexpensive precision on a budget. And but I'm also having a cigar. Zombie Cochino is the name of your channel. Zombie Cochino is one. Is I right? No, I get it. Man, I was a zombie last night. I almost passed out during the live. So pretty much when I finish all my stuff at night, I come out here to have a cigar and mess around on the internet. So there's not a whole lot going on tonight. So I just figured I would, like I don't know if you do this, maybe not, because you don't have a ton of films up or a ton of shorts, or you just sort of like as you go through your day, think about, casually thinking about, I wonder what my theme should be tonight, or what should, and today I did a live, no, today I did a video of target shooting with the outlier gun on the right, and then but I've been so I don't think you were here, but on the live the other night or the other morning, somebody came on and asked about the Canik MC9, and I have an MC9, and I got it at a good price, and I didn't like it when I first shot it at all, like at all. And somebody asked about it, and I was like, "Oh, that's the worst gun." I went on and on and on about how crappy it was, and and they convinced me to try it again. And so today I took it to the range with a Glock 43X and a Ruger Max 9, which are all very close in size, and shot them all in rapid succession. And I couldn't tell the difference between any of them. So with that, I just figured, what the hell? And so I ran them all, and I decided I like the gun. Yeah, I live in California, and I get weird posting anything. Well, I don't think they're gonna like come knocking at Gavin Newsom and the thought police are gonna come, banging down your door. I mean, I could be wrong, but I live in Washington, and we got crap ass gun laws here too. Well, different. Like up until you can't, like you guys can still have ARs, but you've got to have them pinned or some shit. I don't even know. You got to open them up to change the magazines, which is stupid as could be. But at least you can have them. Here you can't buy them. You can keep the old ones, but you can't go out and buy an AR until recently. You should check into this because it might be a 50-state legal gun. Bear Creek Arsenal sells a bolt action AR-10 and AR-15, but they're not semi-automatic. They're bolt action, but they have mil-spec lower receivers on them. So you can get the It's pretty cool. It's the only way you can get a mil spec lower in the state of Washington. Um, and I got one of each. I got a 308 and um, 6.5 Grendel, and that was pretty exciting. And the reason that you can get them is because they transfer as bolt action rifles, not as semi-automatics or gas guns, because they're not gas guns, they're bolt action rifles. So I have no idea if that would fit in the pattern of California laws, because I don't know that much about them, but just got basically a bolt action AR-10, so I'm pretty excited about that. And there's some interesting videos about it. I've gotten a lot of good barrels from Bear Creek, but the one on the AR-10 wasn't very accurate, so I sent it back. And I'll see what they're going to do with it, or send me a new one. They sent a note saying it'll be about 2 weeks, or up to 2 weeks. But I also have a 6.5 Creedmoor barrel for it, which makes a lot more sense on the bolt action. So we'll see. We'll see. But I totally get and support that you don't feel comfortable posting much. I don't even know why I do. I just, maybe because I work for myself, so I don't care that much. And the side of the sport that or the side, I'm not doing a heavy like I don't have military type or militia type content very much. I have competitive shooting as my my theme is competitive shooting, so, or long distance shooting, so I don't feel that weird about it. Pistol Pete, the Stream King, is in the house. Pistol Pete, welcome in, brother. Yeah, I know it's a little repetitive, but I love the Works chassis. I just think they're sexy as fuck too, and and I was able, and they're pretty much entry level for PRS chassis, and then I got them on sale too. So, and the theme of my channel is precision shooting for poor people. and I wasn't poor when I started shooting, but with all these damn guns and ammo, I was never rich. But my point is, but these guns would be really expensive to build, or you can have just like one really good one, right? But instead, I have like some untold number of mid-range guns. Breakfast, beer, bullets on me, brother. Next year is the year. I'm sorry, I'm having trouble. Like breakfast, beer, bullets. Robberies. Breakfast, beer, bullets on me, brother. Next year is the year I'm seeing my Marine Corps brothers. So would love to see my 2A family as well. I would love to make a channel or this one dedicated. Right on. Well, so where do you go to see your where do you go to see your where do you go to see your Marine Corps brothers? Like where do you go if you don't want, like, what state or what, like, do you go to for that hookup? Is it like by the old base, or is it somebody's house, or it's someplace in the middle that's most convenient for everyone, or somewhere that's fun? I'm guessing it's somewhere convenient. And I'm not trying to get in your business. I don't, I'm just curious. So, we have some other content creators that live, nearby, about a couple hours away. And so one of these days we're gonna get together and go shooting or do a live or, something. But a lot of these guys are also, kind of far away. So, it's a great family, but we're super spread out. Bishop Pete, and how long did you go for tonight? You were on a long time. Oh, shit. Bishop Pete Worldwide asked, which chassis is that? Well, that is all of those are the MDT Oryx chassis. The one on the right, I hydro dipped in spray paint. So you spray paint into the water, and then you take a big vat of water and you cover the top in spray paint, and then you just slowly dip the color the parts in, and those color panels come off, so they were pretty easy to dip. So yeah, 4 hours. That's substantial, brother. So that's my hippie camo tie dye PRS chassis. I thought it came out okay. I don't know if you can tell in the picture in the live, but I'm really happy with the way it turned out. Who was I joking with? I said I'd dip a gun for him, or dip a stock or something. I dipped a couple of. You don't mind it, Pete. You don't mind for smoke, right? Yeah, I'm off camera. You don't mind if I have a smoke while we do the live, right? Because I'll be smoking cigars. I don't know if that's making it into the frame, but we got a nice Long Live the King by Caldwell. I don't know if you can see that. Yeah, I bet you can too. Not touching a gun, just holding my cigar. So anyhow, I know you're smoking. And coughing, probably. Sorry to make fun of that, but I've not seen some of these guys since 2009 or longer. Robert Reyes. I've not seen some of these guys since 2009 or longer. I'm retired. Would love to see them all. Well, they're your brothers, and you absolutely should. You guys have been through some shit, so y'all have probably some really strong bonds, and I support it and cover it, and support it and encourage it. So the so these are all Howa Oryx chassis, and they are all they're all MDT Oryx chassis. The first time I saw one was on, some freaking channel like 704 Tactical or something, and I just thought it was the sexiest thing ever, and I wanted them. But all the actions are Howa 1500 actions. All the barrels are different. The 308 in the middle came as a Howa barreled action, and I bought it to use the Howa action as the base for a build, and it shot really good, shot like sub 1 MOA, and I decided to keep it. But 308 is not really, to me, the best caliber for a PRS gun. And then all the other actions came with a barrel on them. In fact, they were both 6.5 Creedmoor, but they were not really well laid out barrels for what I wanted to do. One was like a 16-inch bull barrel or something, and that's not going to be super helpful. And then the other, whatever. So it doesn't matter. And I thought, oh shoot, maybe this one I should turn into a hunting rifle, but it was like 7 pounds before you even put the scope on it. So forget that shit. And my hunting rifle is also a Howa, which is like a 7-pound rifle with the scope on it, fully dressed, which is super light, and that's why they call it a Howa super light. So anyhow, the barrel in the center was a Howa barreled action, and it shot really well, so I kept it. And then all 3 guns have the jarred 6 to 8 ounce trigger, or JARD, or jarred, and those things are like 6 to 8 ounce triggers, amazing. But literally, do not put your finger in the vicinity of the trigger. Do not rest your finger on the trigger. Do not touch the fucking trigger until you're absolutely ready to shoot, because it's a hair trigger. Right on. Thank you for remembering to thank Robert for his service. Robert, thank you for your service, and we love hearing about your connection with your brothers, and please keep sharing about it, because we're super supportive. So let's see. The scope on the gun on the left is a Athlon Harris 15 to 60 second focal plane. And the scope in the middle is a 6 to 24 Arken SHJ4 Gen 2. I can't believe I remember this shit just because I say it over and over again. Because like the first time I was like, it's an SH4 something or other. And then the scope on the right is a uh, Burris XTR Gen 2. They have and that's kind of a you know Burris isn't necessarily an expensive scope company, but I think it's maybe so, and it doesn't have Japanese glass, it has Philippine glass, but it's a really nice fucking scope. So, uh, so and the barrel on the right is an outlier barrel, and 26-inch bull barrel. The one on the left is a 30-inch bull barrel. And Outlier is the sister company of Arken. So I was planning to put an Arken scope on there, and if you saw yesterday, or if you look at the live from yesterday, or if you look at the live or the short from today, or the video that I made today, it was in a totally different chassis. It was in an Outlier chassis, which is the same company that makes it, but I found it really uncomfortable to shoot, and so I swapped it into a different chassis. So, good night, Pew Pew. Good night, Pistol Pete Worldwide. I think that's what they said. Okay, good luck on your live banner. Off to bed. Right on. Thanks, Pete, and send our warmest to the Stream Queen 3. So I've got a competition. I've got a 600-yard bench rest competition next Sunday, and that's kind of what's going on. As I started dialing in this new gun for it, and it's all the mood for right now. So that's what caused me to break out. I thought, now that would be a tour de force, breaking out all the PRS guns and the theme that runs between them, because they're all similar, because they're all riding the same chassis. Anyhow, what else should we talk about? So, Mr. Robert, were you? No, I'm humble. Robert Reyes. No, I'm humble. That's my past, but thank you. Looking forward to the future. Fuck yeah. All right. Well, I get it. Just want to know that that we're open to most conversations, and certainly anything that you want to talk about regarding, you get it, right? So what should we talk about? What are you shooting? Are you comfortable talking about it on live? Do you have any projects going on, or any favorite guns or carry guns? What are you competing at all? I don't necessarily expect that, because, even though, I don't think maybe probably less than 10% of the shooters out there are doing competitions. I think more should, because it's like real world practice, right? Shooting in competition is, you're on a clock, or on a timer, so it's stressful, which is an important part of training with firearms, and you're basically training for accuracy and agility, and not the bench rest competition, but accuracy and agility on a timer, and it drives the progress, and we all need to be better shooters. Always a project, indeed, always a project. The one on the right is the one on the left is shooting great, and the one on the right is a project right now. The one in the center is fine, shoots great, but I'm not shooting through a competition. Although I think the last competition I did with that gun, but it went really bad. I want to get into pistol comps as well as long distance. Well, so I also posted a video and a short today where I ran a Canik Medi MC9 Mete, a Glock 43X, and Ruger Max 9 on the pistol steel um, range, and just because I had said that I thought that repeatedly in a very loud voice said that I thought the MC9 sucked, and I was like, okay, I'll give it another try. So I did, and I thought they were all about the same. Literally couldn't tell the difference between any of them. I personally like the Ruger Max 9 a little more than the others, but it's because I run that gun a lot, and I carry it. So, and I've always liked it, and I've competed with it. So, whenever we're going to do a pistol comp or a steel comp, I'll enter two guns, and sometimes we'll bring for the second gun. First gun will run a race gun, and the second gun will run, whatever, including the everyday carries. So I've been robberies. I've been invited to both, but always busy. So going to make the time in November. I think went to November through. I don't know where you live, but like here it gets cold, but it doesn't really snow a ton. So I tend to shoot November to. I do the pistol. When I do the pistol comps, typically I do a lot of them in the winter because there's nothing else going on, and the competitions are less crowded. And in the summertime, I want to be out on the boat, so I don't do nearly as many competitions. However, try getting this thing lit. However, I don't know if you would necessarily enjoy it because you probably already have some experience in training in it. But I started doing two gun competitions, which is an AR on a sling or any semi-automatic pistol or rifle on a sling, and sidearm and a holster. And you're basically doing USPSA type events, which is multiple targets with movement between them and some concealment, so you can't necessarily see all the targets as you walk in, as you go through the range. So it's basically like a simulated CQB type environment with ARs and pistols and transitioning. So you get 10 rounds per magazine. You're only allowed 2 magazines per gun. So, and sometimes you might have 25-ish rounds to get through the stage. So you'll go through both AR rounds and a pistol and a few shots through the pistol as well with the transit. So you've got to shoot and then reload the AR and then basically drop the AR on your sling and go to your pistol. So that stuff is so fun. It's so fun. It's like the most fun. Even bribed my wife into doing it, and she was slow, and first time out, everybody sucks, but and she's super shy, and she was mortified at it, but she did good. I bribed her. I got her, bought her purple camo kit. I got her like purple camo pants and a matching baseball hat, and she was stoked. But now I got her. So we're fucking goofy. We just we'll wear the same colors and shit. So I got us both matching Fed cam. Got us both matching multicam pants with knee pads because sometimes you got to drop on a knee to shoot, or to shoot. Like in the competition, one of the things is a longer range, so you might have steel at 50 yards, or whatever. You gotta shoot on a barricade, and so I got the, not like Cry or not high end shit, but just like Amazon multicam pants with the knee pads and like kit, because anyhow. Yes, two gun robberies. Yes, two gun got me excited. Mrs. Bruce Banner gets it. and you match. That's so dope. Yeah, we got like little matching. What do they call those little the hats with the chin strap and they're flexible. They're like boonie hats or something like that. But also, Mrs. Banner's ARs are all purple anodized handguards and shit. So they're all my ARs are rattle canned and um, look like mud basically, or moss if I'm lucky. But her stuff's all like bright purple camo, a bright purple anodized. It's pretty funny. Yeah, boonie cover. Yeah, but it's not fully a sun hat, but it is a sun hat. It doesn't have a big brim, but you probably know. And they're crushable and all that. And throw them in your pack. And they're not like I think they were popular in the Vietnam era, but these are just total like remakes of them, like Amazon, stuff like $8 on Amazon, and in FedCam. So we got all matching FedCam kit, and I think it went that way because my plates have multicam, so it sort of grew from there. But anyhow, we have fun, but I don't think she's only done it once. She's not having as much fun as I am. But I fucking love two gun, and as you can tell, I'm just going on and on about it. So yeah, so the pistol steel's great, and I don't know where you live or what ranges you have available, but we have probably 3 or 4 ranges that do different pistol steel competitions, and that's just like you can draw from the holster and 5 targets, 1 hit per target, and you go through it 5 times per stage, and you got 4 or 5 stages. So you're running about 120. If you hit everything, it's 125 rounds. And then also there's USPSA. Do you, and if you don't, please post a step by, and if you don't, please post the step by step of your rattle can process. Okay, so I took the rattle can to a whole new level. So you can, I didn't originate this or anything, but there's this process called hydro dipping. So the rattle canning is super easy. You just take a bunch of spray paint, spray your shit, right? You tape the, um, and basically I only have one. I have 2 lowers. One of them's black and it's staying that way, and then both lowers are black, but like I mainly run whatever. I have a ton of different upper receivers, and some of them are painted. Almost all of them, all but 2 are painted, one way or another. So recently, I started doing this other process that looks really cool, and you can look it up, and it's called hydro dipping. They also have a thing called hydro film, where you buy these rolls of film and you put them in water and you spray on and it's supposed to actually lay down like a full licensed camo pattern or any thousands of patterns. Things you have to have really warm water. So if you live somewhere super warm, you can you get a vat of water, or like use a plastic bin. But I can't get the water hot enough here. It just doesn't get hot enough. So this stuff doesn't work for me. Although I'll try again next summer. Or who the fuck knows? But that looked amazing. I invested about 60 or $80 in it, and I couldn't get it to work, and it was nasty. But there's another thing called hydro dipping with spray paint, and so you just take a big old vat of water and you spray like a bunch of different spray paints into it, and you just keep spraying into the center, and it makes a ring that goes out and a ring that goes out. And so if you look at the gun on the right, that's what that process is. And when if you're still here when I'm closing up, I'll do some close-ups on it. But that gives it really cool swirly patterns and different kind of textures that you just can't get with straight rattle can. And so that's been my thing lately. And you just slowly dip the thing in the water and let it go all the way to the bottom. And the paint doesn't like water, so it stays on top. And then when you put the part in it, it's usually handguards and actions. and there's a bunch of pictures. If you scroll back to the beginning, my channel started with this hydro dipping stuff. I'd been doing rattle can before, but I started on Labor Day with doing this hydro dipping, and I recommend it just because it looks really cool. And then you clear coat it, and it looks wet and it looks really good. So I can't see, I can't spell, but hydrofoil. No, you spelled it right here. Hydro dipping. Um, oh no way! Never knew that process. I stumbled into it. I had no idea either. And I saw the film first, and then in the process of finding out about the film, I found the hydro dipping. I tried the film. The film did not work for shit. It was a fucking disaster. So I switched gears and went to hydro dipping, and I'm just using all my camo colors, and I've some like I use a jungle green, like a Vietnam jungle green, in my camo, which isn't really a camo color, but there's ODG, Coyote Brown, FDE, and sometimes I'll use black, um, and there's some reds and pinks and stuff that I don't use, um, and it's a little trial by error to error. Like I found the brown doesn't go really well. The brown doesn't. It gets clumpy and shit, and you just. But anyway, it's all in there. So yeah, no, it's super easy. It's like, and it comes out and it looks really good. You just dip it and then you let it dry, um, and then you clear coat it, and it comes out really good. Oh no, let's see, Robert Ray's one on the right is my favorite, brother. Well, thank you. If it's the colors, that's what we're talking about, because that's hydro dipped. And then where you see the FDE, so there's no, I didn't do any FDE paint on that gun. So if you look at the one on the left, you can see the gray paint panel. So the chassis is all black, and then the color panels, you see them on the one on the left and the one in the center. You can order it in gray, black, FDE, or ODG. And so the one on the left is gray, the one in the center is olive drab green. And you can see the screws on those panels, and you unscrew the panels and they just come off. So the one on the right started as FDE, but I just didn't like the way it looked. So I pulled it off, and in my dipping spree, I dipped those two. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So, but if you go back and check my like my very first videos or my very first shorts, um, I don't think I didn't video the dipping process, but there's plenty of videos on how to do that better than I can make. But I dipped two different handguards pretty much the same way. One became a 22 arc and the other became a 6.5 Grendel, both gas uppers. And then for the AR-15. And then I had a gray Magpul Hunter stock on my Ruger American Hunter, and I took that off and I dipped the sides of it pretty much um, in the whole same pattern. But then that kind of came out like sometimes it's separate. Like you look on the right, on the gun on the right, you can see the FTE. That's not paint. That's where the paint swirl sort of separated out, but it still looks good. And that happened on the Magpul stock. And I didn't like the way it looked, so there's some video of I did not of me actually doing it because I hadn't gotten a tripod into gear yet, but I like one step at it, like after each step. So I put some spots on it with a paintbrush, and I hit it with a little rattle can also on top of the hydro dipping, and I think that Magpul stock came out really good. And there's more pictures of it on the channel, not only in those videos but also shooting the gun and whatever. So, but you can check it out. There's in most of the early videos um, there's lots of stuff. This literally started as like a gun painting channel. And I swear anyone could do it. If you have ARs and you want to, and you're comfortable and you work on, well, shit, you can strip a gun. You know how to do it. So, yeah, you just take off like sometimes you just do a hand guard, sometimes do a whole upper, and let's see where do I have any? I'm trying to think where the um I don't have video. Do I have video? Shit, the rattle canning super easy. Same thing. You just like basically, if you're gonna do an upper receiver, you just tape the ejection port and the bottom of it and the back of it, and you just sort of what do you do? You just sprays. Well, there's a zillion. Just Google it. You'll see like how to paint a rifle, and everybody does it a little differently. Um, I just sort of like stripe it, like roughly, or I'll lay down some FDE and then I'll lay the green over it, the different greens and splash. Oh, and then also on Amazon, they have spray paint stencils. So, they've got like flag stencils and grass, and so you can, lay a stencil over it and, and and lay down a pattern. They sell they have Digicam and they have all kinds of shit. You can just the only thing I'd recommend is if you live somewhere that's warm. I leave I usually spray in the summer. I leave the parts outside till they get really hot. So it's just a quick spray, and I leave the spray paint in the sun also, so the can gets hot, and I shake it off, and then I spray it. But you can put it on much lighter. Where the coats go on much lighter and dry much faster. Um, I'm sorry, I didn't see what that comment went. Oh my God, yes they do. Um, what um, what you can tell if you what was that in reference to? I don't know what that was in reference to. Because I start getting tired, cause, and then I'm rambling on. I don't even know what the fuck I'm talking about anymore. So the stencils on Amazon. Oh yeah, they sure do. So, um, yeah, and I think I bought like a $6 or $7 stencil pack, and um, I've used like it's not really a flag, but it's sort of like wavy like a flag. Um, Also, if you scroll through my lives, you don't have to like watch the whole thing, but all the guns, pretty much there's always something on the channel. Like anything that's got color was probably painted by me with either rattle can or hydro dipping. Um, if it's not a solid color, and I usually have something out. I'll have like I know those six. I can't look and see now. I probably could, but the 6.5 Grendel's been on, and you know everything's been on here at some point. Well, not everything. I haven't shown all the guns yet, but and I'm just good. I just opened another screen so I can look. So just looking at what's here. Um, that's the gray one. Oh, there's some. Oh, you've commented. You've seen and commented on some of these guns already, so you know what's there. But if you click on let's see, on the shorts, my wife's purple AR is there. Um, there's more stuff with the camo precision rifle chassis. Um, the Magpul Hunter's out. That was interesting. That was early. But yeah, all the freaking guns are here. All the different colors are here. Let's see on the lives. Oh, they don't have any. Well, anyway, if you just scroll through stuff, you'll see all the different colors and all the different hydro dipping and all that shit. And some of the stuff is recent, because I think like last Friday night or last weekend, I was, what do you call it, on a camo kick, and I did a couple of lives with camo. I had all the camo stuff out. Pistol Project's got my 10 millimeter God's new caliber. Wait, yeah, don't listen to Kenny. That's blasphemy right there. Kimber 1911, and I'm almost finished with it. So you had a 10 millimeter Kimber. That sounds freaking awesome. I got my first 10 mil last June ahead of a fishing trip to Alaska, and I wore it in Alaska. And it's a Glock 20, and I really like it. But 10 mil in a 1911 frame would be awesome. And I thought about getting a Rock Island double stack 10 millimeter. And I don't know how many that would hold. I think it would hold 16, because 40 is a popular caliber for USPSA, or at least it used to be, because it was scored higher because it had a major power factor, and Power Ordnance made 40 caliber 1911s in double stack for competition, and that gun was the 1640. So, and 16 denotes the capacity. I did not buy that gun, however. I have a Power Ordnance 18-9, so it's 18 rounds of 9 millimeter, 17 in the mag. And those are Mekar mags, which are super easy to get, and they are compatible with. So the Power Ordnance and the Rock Island run the same magazines, and the Staccatos and all that shit run a different magazine for the double stacks. And then I assume your Kimber is not double stack, because you didn't mention that. So where are you at in the project? What is it that you're doing to it? Like, do you have? So anyone can build a Glock. Anyone can work on a Glock. But if you're going into 1911 guts, that's a different level of complexity. It's a much higher level of complexity, and a lot more hand fitting and stuff. So what are you doing? What does that project include? What do you have? What parts of it are the project? If you don't mind me talking about it. And I assume you heard Ken Rod talking about calling 10 millimeter God's new caliber, and I just think that's crap. So, like, I love the caliber, and I enjoy shooting it. And it doesn't seem to me to have much more kick than 9 millimeter, and it's very controllable and stuff. And it's fast, but I don't. I like the history and the lore, the FUD lore of, 45 being the Lord's caliber, and the reason we use 45 is because they didn't make a 46, even though it's a punches big fat holes in things, but it doesn't go very fast, right? And it'd be great for like a 45 caliber PCC with a can, because it's going to suppress really well. So it's harder when you're typing than when you're talking But yeah, I'm just curious what what goes into a Kimber project? Because you're buying the whole gun, but how much can you customize it? Now you can get crazy customized in 1911s, and there's no rule book even yet on 10 millimeter. Well, I think 1911 requires way more custom fitting and serious skills. My 1911 has a bar still barrel. Not sure who Kenny is. Well, he's another gun tuber who keeps calling 10 millimeter God's caliber. He's got a real raspy voice. He's from North Carolina. Sounds like Vern, or if you know who that is. But he just does a Billy Bob Thornton sling blade imitation. Kenrod Guns and Gear. And if you haven't seen him, then definitely check out his channel. He's my brother, and he always calls 10 millimeter God's caliber, and I call him a blasphemer for it. So I thought that's maybe it's I didn't know this is a thing. I never heard anybody else call 10 millimeter God's caliber, or God's new caliber, but it is it's an amazing caliber. Extended 3/4. Ooh, ooh. I'm reading this quietly so I can get all the words because I don't. Mine, Robert, my 1911 has a Barstow barrel, extended 3-ported with the perch finger groove grip and WC starburst grip. Oh, Pierce finger groove grip, very cool. Oh, I have that too. So I have a Springfield EMP 9 millimeter. It's not entirely a 1911. It's got, I think, 11 proprietary parts, but it's basically an officer model. And it's not a Pierce. It's something like it or a copy of it, but it's like a rubber. Um, it reminds me of like Hoagfinger, whatever. It's like a thing that goes under the grips, and then the grips screw on it, and it holds the the front strap finger grooves in place below the guard. Oh, Wilson Combat Red Starburst grips. Okay, the Starburst is their pattern. I know that pattern, and they're red. That sounds awesome. Very, very nice. Now, tell me about the Barstow barrel. So, was that a direct replacement or a direct fit, like made to fit for the Kimber gun? Because not 1911s typically are you need hand fitting on the barrels, and that's what has kept me from getting one. Correct. Okay. So I got screwed, but I won't tell you. Or let's tell this right. I got a last year at Black Friday. I bought a bunch of shit, and then right before I finished my shopping, I saw a deal on a Rock Island 22 TCM 1911, and previously the 22 TCMs were combos where it came with a 9 millimeter barrel, and I thought that's what it was. It was like 400 and change, and I snapped it up, and then um, I came to find out that it was not a combo, and it's just a dedicated 22 TCM, and I started looking for a 9 millimeter. Called them up, and they don't. They don't sell it as a 9 millimeter barrel, and I was looking for a 9 millimeter barrel, and apparently you just like not just any 9 millimeter barrel is going to work. It's got to have a certain cut to fit it, and I can't get one. However, I've only shot the 22 TCM one time, and it's a frickin' blast because there's no recoil. It's a 9 millimeter. It's so I don't know if you ever noticed this, but 9 millimeter and 223.556 have the same diameter. So it's a so the 9 millimeter and the five and the 20 the 22 TCM have the same size shells, and so the 9 millimeter magazine works for this 22 TCM. What 22 TCM is? It's a 223 short. They took a 223 or a 556 by 45 case and shortened it and put a 22 caliber, necked it down for a 22 caliber bullet. It's like they took the midsection out of a 223 and used a stubby, like a 40 grain bullet, in the front of the. I don't know if this makes any sense, but it's actually really fun to shoot. There's zero recoil, and it's a very high speed round, and it shoots fireballs out the front. It's super easy, fast shooting, and I don't think it's armor piercing, but it's definitely going to create a significant wound channel for a pistol round. Okay, so there it is. So, oh my God, sir, the barrel is stupid sexy. On your gun? Congratulations. Congratulations. I love that for you. So you had to take it to the local armor to get it fitted just right. And yeah, well, that's, and it probably cost you an arm and a leg too, because that's a lot of hand fitting. But that's an interesting idea. To just buy it out. No, they told me there's something else. They said the breech face on the 22 TCM is not compatible. I just don't care enough, is basically what it comes down to. Thought I was gonna, so I have a Power Ordnance 18.9, and it's a little bit racy, and I compete with it sometimes. But and I thought that the double stack 19, I would have a second one, but I'm just not that crazy about it, to be honest. And I have a Walther PDP set up as my race gun, and for for various pistol competitions, and it works just great. It just fucking works great. But I think the next one where I just have to take it to the range. I have a Glock 47 with a Glock Performance trigger, and I don't know if it's fast, but like shot to shot, I don't know if it's fast because the travel of the trigger. But the gun points really natural, and I think it'll be fast in the competitions because I'm really comfortable with it. So I'm gonna take it to the range and run it and see if I like it as much as my PDP. And I have a feeling I might like it more because it's so damn natural feeling. Because that's like, the PDP is a great gun, but I'd still carry the Glock on my duty belt for, like a go-to-war sidearm, just because it's a Glock. But whatever. Sorry, I'm just babbling. I plan to get into reloading, so I wanted the best way for it to run. Anything, even my shitty reloading that I haven't even attempted yet. Well, we are in exactly the same boat there because I have a full reloading bench of crap in a box, and I'm just waiting for it to start raining, which will curtail some of my outdoor activities on the weekends, and I'm going to get that reloading bench set up. But I could reload 10 millimeter, but I'm not planning on reloading. I probably would reload 10 millimeter, come to think of it, but I'm not planning on reloading any of the pistol rounds yet, even though I'm told that it's easier to start off with pistol. But all of these exotic rifle calibers, the 6GT, the even 308, even though it's not exotic, the 6 Creedmoor, the 22 Arc, the 6 Arc, the 6.5 Grendel. I bought reloading dies bought dies for all of these cockamamie calibers that I dove far too deep into. So we'll start reloading that. Maybe sooner, but probably after deer season would be my guess, which is about another month. Opening day is tomorrow. Opening day for deer season is tomorrow, and my buddy's just been, he lost his job and he's been looking for a new job, and I can't blame him. But you would think, he'd want to go hunting, but he was like, no, whatever. So I don't have a plan for opening day, but I made a plan with a buddy of mine for late buck, and so. But I mean, it's killing me. Like, I called my buddy up and I was like, dude, let's just fucking jump in the truck and go cruise out on public and try and find some clear cuts and we'll just like hang out in glass, and then, maybe. And he was like, no, he had too much going on. But we did make a plan to go out on the weekend of the 25th, and my wife's out of town, so it's perfect. Except I don't know if I have to drive her to the airport. That might fuck it up. But at least I could probably go on Sunday, and make a whole day out of it. I can't, I don't have, my life's not set up for camping and shit, like going away. I got my dad moving here from Texas this Sunday, which kind of fucked screwed the pooch on any plans for hunting. And he'll also be staying here for like the next month. So, I don't know. Everything's fucking my hunting season plans, which weren't that exciting to begin with. But we do have a plan for late buck, which is I think the middle of November. It should be a lot cooler out then. So have you bought your reloading gear yet? Have you bought your press and everything? And if you haven't, and you're not in a total rush, I would encourage you to wait a month till Black Friday, because my guess is that you're going to get like these, like Quantity has a everything you need kit, and RCBS, and Lee are all going to they all have package kits, and I'm guessing those bigger kits are going to go on crazy sales at Black Friday, or a couple of weeks ahead of, like, shit, probably by the beginning of November, everything, or mid-November, everything's gonna, all the sales will start getting released, because it's, super competitive, and yes, you'll be able to get a good setup for cheap then, or discounted. That's my guess. Like, everything in the gun universe is steeply on sale at Black Friday and Christmas and New Year's. Those are all the best sales of the year. And also, you said you knew who Kenny was when I described him. He's a big proponent of reloading. He's always talking about his reloading stuff. I'll be hitting him up for a lot. I'd be like speed dialing him when I start reloading. Oh, Hornady, that makes a ton of sense. Um, yeah, Hornady's really proud of their stuff, and it's been on sale. There, it's already on sale. I don't know if there's gonna be more sales. I assume there'll be, or if they're gonna. But like if you buy, what did I buy? I bought a set of dies from Hornady for $165, and they sent me a box of 50 bullets too. So as the bonus. And if you buy a reloading kit, it's got more bonuses. Like, if you buy at this price point or these things, you get one free gift. And if you buy the mid tier, you get a bigger gift. And if you buy at the top tier, which is their $600 package, you get some other free shit. But I think the Lee and the RCBS Rock Chucker is probably much higher value, lower cost stuff. But I like Hornady. But my buddy that I was talking about earlier, a little bit that I'm supposed to hunt with, but wasn't around for opening day. He decided he was getting a different press and setup, so he sold me all his old shit. Um, so, um, oh my God, yes, he's on my list of people of breakfast bullshit and bullshit. Well, he's a great guy. And he's very excited. He just passed 5,000 subscribers and got monetized this week. Um, and like I'm not really trying to do all that with my channel. I don't even know what the hell I'm doing with the channel, with the lives. I'm just enjoying them. Gives me a chance to connect with people, and so my wife goes to bed early, and then I come downstairs and smoke a cigar and scroll and do fucking nothing all night. I do my paperwork from the leftover paperwork from the day, and then finish that up, and then I'll be on my phone. But doing the lives, has given me an opportunity to connect with people, and and chat and not be in my phone as much. Exactly, if that makes any sense. So I've been enjoying it, but I'm not trying to get monetized. I'm not trying to. I don't have any fantasy about being a famous internet influencer, and my video. I don't have any video production skills, and I don't really have time to do all that shit. I do like one take stuff and post the video of the one take, and you tell, I've got a table with a rug on it, and I lay out a few guns, three, four, five guns, and that's my live. So breakfast, bullshit, and bullets. Is that the name of his morning show? Or I've not heard of that. I know the name of his show tonight for his late night show, or for him it's late night. For me on the West Coast, it's not late. But oh, you're in California. That's right. Um, uh, his late night. You're on the same time frame as I am. One, it makes perfect sense. Two, you have an FFL. I do not have an FFL. But my FFL is a mile from here. I still have to pay for shit, but through them like transfers. But and then also there's another channel which, if you aren't familiar with, you should definitely check out, which is hey Trey, what's going on? What up, brother? What are we smoking tonight? Tonight we have a um, we're getting down there. It is a Caldwell. Oh, sorry, fingers in the wrong spot. Caldwell, Long Live the King, and they have a whole series of these. King is Dead, Eastern King, Long Live the King, and they're nice medium smokes. Nicaraguan, I believe they're um, whatever. I don't fucking know, but it's a nice medium smoke, and we're probably have another 15 or 20 minutes on it, and then I'll pass out if I don't pass out on you guys before then. Um, Shit, that should be mine. What did we just? So, Robert, tell me. I missed it. Like I'm confused because I'm in a different place of, you know, what should be yours? What? What is it that should be yours? I'm confused. Now I'm confused. Trey, I have this habit of smoking cigarettes like cigars. So you just don't inhale, you puff them, and you hold on to them for a long time? Is that, how does that work exactly? Or relative to what you could? My wife smokes Swishers, and she doesn't inhale, so she smokes Swishers like cigars, where they're cigars for her. And they aren't cigarillos, but they're more like cigarettes, I guess. I just don't know how. Assuming you're too young to recognize that line, but that was Bill Clinton's line when they asked him, I think when he was a candidate for president in the 90s, if he'd ever smoked pot. And he said he did, but he didn't inhale. And of course, I don't know if anybody believed it. Probably back then they might have. Who knows? But George Bush Jr., pretty sure, was well admitted to having, drank a lot and used plenty of coke. And Donnie Jr. Definitely is using coke. So I don't know how we got in that conversation. And I find it all amusing, but I couldn't give a shit about any of that because I smoked my share of weed and did my share of illicit drugs. I'm an old guy. I lived in Miami in like the late 70s and early 80s, and had to leave Miami because it was just too much fucking substances there. And the statute of limitations on all that ran out a long time ago. Robert, Trey, I pictured that. That's kind of what I was picturing too. Putting it out after a few seconds, then relighting a cigarette. Well, cigars, they don't really, you can put them out, but don't really, like you have to hold them a long time for it to go out, so it doesn't do much good. So there was a point earlier in the conversation, in the beginning of the conversation, where I could go on endlessly. So since Trey's here, we're going to give you a quick. I can't decide between a muzzle loader or a 30-30. Definitely get the 30-30 lever, or both. I mean, muzzle loaders are like you can get them for 100 and change. Like a CYA or a CVA muzzle loader is like $130. So the reason, I see a lot of people at the range um, dialing in their muzzle loaders, and I think that if you're a hunter, and I assume you are, because, yeah, fuck yeah, no, I totally, saw a lot of shit in Miami back in the day. My mom was actually on an episode of the original Miami Vice, I think season 5. Anyhow, uh, I would say obviously you're a hunter, and if you go muzzle loader, then you extend. I don't know about what state you're in, and I don't know if it's true of all states, but muzzle loaders get like what, a couple of weeks, or at least a week or a couple of weeks ahead of modern rifle, so you can get out earlier, and extend your season out more. So there's definitely that, right? And the way they make them, they don't nowadays they're like modern muzzle loaders look pretty cool. They look almost just like rifles. You have to look at them for a second to realize it's a muzzle loader. But 30-30 lever is very tempting. I was holding a Henry Big Boy 30-30 lever, all blacked out, tricked out with a M-lock and the threaded barrel, and it wasn't too bad. I think it was like $875, which is not a bad price considering how damn expensive those lever guns get. And it was a little bigger. It wasn't a little. It wasn't a little lever gun. It was kind of medium size, medium large. Um, it, uh, it was pretty light, and it seemed pretty agile. I have a 308 Browning BLR. It's 308 box fed lever gun, box fed 308 lever gun, and it's really nice. It's really nice, but it's not light, but um, but the weight's kind of between your hands, and it it handles really good. But it's much more of like a man's lever gun, like a grown up lever gun. It's not an itty bitty like I have a 16-inch 357 lever, a model like model 92, and the Browning is a much bigger gun. Um, oh my God! I just figured out muzzle loaders. What does that mean, Robert? Like you didn't realize? What is it? What? Tell me. 'Cause I don't. Do I know? I don't think I know. What is it about muzzle loaders that there is to figure out? I haven't figured it out yet myself. If you see people at the range and their fucking guns are just ridiculously smoky, they're probably muzzle loaders. I say both if you can afford it. I get it. So, yeah, I was holding a 30-30 Henry Big Boy lever gun, but like in my heart of hearts, if I was going to get a 30-30, it would be like an old Marlin JM stamped gun, from before Ruger took it over when John Marlin still owned the company, ran the company or whatever. Like an old Marlin is fucking sweet, or an old Winchester or something. But there's plenty of 30-30s around, especially in the used and vintage market. So there doesn't seem much point in buying a new one because it's not exactly a new cartridge. I also have enough hunting rifles. Um, but that didn't keep me from also when I was holding the 30-30 lever yesterday, they had a used or an older in beautiful condition Remington Game Master, which is a semi-automatic uh, hunting rifle in 270 with like a four round magazine. I think it's a top load magazine. I don't know if it seems like it must be a detachable, but I have a feeling it was a top loader. And I just don't know if things accurate or not, but it's beautiful. It was a beautiful gun. I only went to like 600 for it, and I didn't buy it, but it doesn't take me much to get to buy guns anymore. But um, I just don't think I need it. Is all. Robert may own a uh, yes. Well, and also no paperwork, ships in a couple of days. Right. Well, muzzle loaders are not um, firearms. I don't know what the fuck they are, but they don't like if a felon can buy them. I think because they are they're not regulated, or they're not, I don't know what the fuck but yeah, there's definitely that. There's no, yeah, Washington has a 10-day waiting period also, and you need to do a 4473. Well, I'm a little not jelly, envious of your old Marlin 3030. I mean, it's just a beautiful gun and so much, but like, I mean, I don't need a 3030 lever, but that never stopped me from getting one. Um, just for me, like, guns need a mission, right? So the gun that was always the closest to me selling for the last year or so, I bought the 357 Marlin lever gun, fucking Rossi lever gun, and then I ran my buddy's old Marlin, and you know the price difference wasn't much, and the Marlin is so much of a better gun. I mean the Rossi runs, but it's cheap as fuck, and the Marlins are like very nice machines. So anyhow, but I have a couple of 308 hunting rifles, 6.5 PRC, a couple of 6.5 Creedmoors, um, like a bunch of 300 Blackout, 6 Arc, 6.5 Grendel. Um, so many calibers and rifles that could be used for hunting, but I mean, I have the 6.5 Howa 6.5 Creedmoor super light, and Browning X Bolt 6.5 PRC, and those are my hunting rifles for this year. I don't really need any more hunting rifles. But I was saying, yeah, but my anything I get seems needs a mission, and that 357 lever gun just doesn't really have a mission. And then I took it to the range, put a red dot on it, took it to the range, did a range video, shooting steel, and now it has a mission because it's so fucking fun. And it's a great looking gun, and it's going to be back on the channel because the videos I did of it didn't come out very good, but it will. Um, but and it's yeah, whatever. So now it does have a mission, but it's still the closest one to the one I would sell. Anyhow, Robert, thank you very much for the conversation. It's been an absolute pleasure, and thank you for spending time with us and visiting with us. I appreciate you being here. And I'm gonna once you're off, I think we're empty, and I'm gonna jump out myself, unless Trey's still here. Or I'm just about done with this cigar, so probably not going to be on much longer myself. Thank you very much for being here. Good night. I will say that it kind of bites ass because it was a year ago at New Year's Day that the law changed, and you had to 10-day wait on shotguns and bolt actions, and to me that's just fucking stupid and total bullshit. It makes no sense at all. I mean, from any kind of safety, there's no the emperor has no clothes in this. It's just trying to make it more difficult for people to obtain firearms, but it ain't like you're going to go rob a house with a bolt action. So yeah, it's just a bunch of fucking bullshit. However, if you're in Nevada, I don't know about exactly how California laws are set up, but you can go legally purchase a firearm in Idaho or Nevada or Arizona, whatever, or even Texas for that matter. Although I don't go to Texas anymore, and put it in a inexpensive hard case and fly home with it. Now you can buy it over the counter in other states and bring it home. You can't you can't bring ARs over the state line supposedly, but you can. All right, well, I'm done talking because it says there's only one person in here, so I assume that that is me. No, you're still here. Okay, maybe you're still here. But anyhow, you get the picture. Like, I don't know, California is a skinny state. So you could be in Nevada within what, if you live on the coast, Nevada's still, now Vegas is 6 hours from um, most of California. Well, if you're still here, tell me what, if you don't mind, what part of California are you in roughly? Um, I was just there last weekend. I was visiting my kid in San Luis Obispo. And had a wonderful time. I think the cigar is over. It's now 1:15 a.m. Shit. I'm gonna shut this all down. Okay.